The Back of the Net podcast, in partnership with sweetpatch.tv, with Odd Conflict.
What's up, mother lickers? My name is Conflict.
Welsh Dragon DSG.
What's up, guys? It is Welsh Dragon DSG here.
Mr. Sam Bookerman.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another squad builder.
And Irish Welsh Celt. And it's coming up now, live on iTunes and YouTube. Enjoy.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Welsh here, and I'm back to the Back of the Net podcast, week 4, in partnership with only MyFIFACareer. And today there is a little something different. You will only be having me, and I'm going to check some gameplay, playing next to me or something in the background, just so you know. Unfortunately, a few of the members of the Back of the Net crew, Alex and Adam, unfortunately couldn't make it, and we did try to rearrange it, and we thought, you know what, we can't rearrange it to meet the week that we need to do it. Fortunately, Sammy's having some issues, but we'll sort those out very soon. So, you've got me this week, and what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to kind of bring in a nice, short, sweet, and the better half of the podcast with myself, of course. No, but I'm going to be bringing you all the latest news, because there's some big news coming out, especially if you're a competitive gaming fan. If you are a competitive gaming fan, if you watch COD, or even you just watch FIFA tournaments, or such as FIFA Interactive World Cup, you know that competitive gaming is on the rise right now with EA Sports. We're going to be talking about that in just a moment's time. But before I go ahead, make sure you hit that like button. Of course, guys, don't forget to subscribe. If you want to see the Back of the Net podcast every single week, and if you want to subscribe to us on iTunes, you can. Just search Back of the Net on iTunes or click the link in the description below. Okay, let's get into the episode. So, some of the topics we're going to be talking about today. We got a career mode wish list, right? So obviously, myself, Alex, and Chestnut Gaming did a little FIFA 17 wish list for career mode, and the community has now spoken. I want to give a big shout to all the news outlets out there. Footways have given this out, Foothead, and also I think it's FIFAnews.com. They've kind of brought together their own community wish list, so make sure you go check those out. We're going to be talking about that later on today. And of course, if any of you are in the competitive gaming market, like I've mentioned, EA Sports, EA in general, the whole company are setting up a competitive gaming division. So any of you who have not followed competitive gaming at all, you'll know that EA have not got involved with competitive gaming at all. I've worked at competitive gaming events such as Insomnia. I've worked at Epic LAN and those type of gaming events. So these are usually privately done. For example, sweetpatch.tv, one of our partners at the Back of the Net podcast. They are actually one of the teams behind competitive gaming for FIFA, if you either guess something ahead, or even Gfinity, which is one of the bigger ones. But now we have EA are finally going to get involved. We kind of can have the option of such as the Call of Duty-esque masses of how it actually is. If any of you have ever watched a Call of Duty tournament, or the most recent one, the World League qualifiers, it's been absolutely huge. Like the graphics, the setup and all that. ESL are massively behind them as well. So it's kind of that big thing there. It's another topic that we are going to be discussing this week. And of course, moving on to real life football, I'm going to be doing an accumulator, of course, as standard this week. We're going to check our pound bet on. Unfortunately, last week's accumulator did not come in as standard. We've only ever done it twice, and it came in once, but the person who was meant to put it on didn't actually put the bet on. But anyway, that's real life football. We're going to talk about some of the real life stuff that's come up, and of course, we've had the likes of Liverpool getting a last late goal against West Brom to make it 2-2. Was that a surprise result or not? But before I go ahead, I do have a comment question of the day for you guys all in this Back of the Net podcast. I want to say thank you very much for joining me, of course, once again. So, the question is, ladies and gentlemen, what do you want to see in FIFA 17? Not just career mode. I obviously can aim just at career mode if you like. But I want to know, what do you want to see? You could bring one idea in. It could be crazy, or it could be utterly reasonable, or something so simple such as sorting out the timeline, the schedule for you, like stuff like that. Completely pain in the backside, isn't it? So anyway, it's a little bit of an idea. Let me know in the comments section below what you would like to see in FIFA 17.
This is the Back of the Net podcast in partnership with sweetpatch.tv.
So that leads into our first topic. We do have FIFA 17 career mode wish list from the community, which is kind of huge. So it's kind of a bit of a big one, and I think it's a little interesting to see what you guys have thought. So we've got your bits of input in there, and one of the big ones that's kind of popped. When I say big one, it's a little one. It's a kind of a little bit of an improvement. So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to do a few more improvement ones, and then we're going to go into brand new ideas. Or if EA brought it back, they were classed as a new idea, but it's just an old idea that's been revamped. Anyway, so some of the community actually want to see a more improved press conference. To me, the press conference is a bit of a pointless feature. Never use it, doesn't affect my game, and to be honest, it doesn't make a difference. So maybe an improved system would work. So this is what they write in about it. So it's great, as much passion as energy, improve the press conference to the wish list. But the current system is very basic. Let's be honest, guys, it's very basic. You either motivate or praise, or you find a particular player. It is simple as that. That's literally all you do. That's all it is. And it kind of, I don't know if it kind of puts a morale up your players. But I was just reading up as well, as I was kind of looking about this topic, is that the actual impact changes don't make it, they are so minimal, it doesn't actually improve it at all. So obviously EA kind of bringing in the improvements of the commentary and that type of thing. Maybe we have a bit more of a conversation about the press conference type thing. But what I'm trying to say is that maybe this should be a different element of the press conference that come in. Maybe a bit of a, we actually have a, what do you call it? A genuine press conference at the end of a game. So we have them before, but we don't have them after. So why not get initial reactions, which leads to these stories? So like a bit of a storyline that goes on throughout your entire career mode. So you say one thing basically, and it's in the news story the next week. The commentators are talking about it. You can make these very generic. It doesn't make a difference. But if you do that, it's going to be pretty sweet. Like, I think stuff like that, creating the storyline for it is going to be huge. But for me, I never have the commentary on anymore, especially recording videos. But if I'm not recording, I do have the commentary on. But press conference, do you think that could be a good idea? Another one that came out was more interaction. For example, like the conversations with your players. Like I'm playing Cremo right now in the background of this podcast, and you'll be able to see with the player conversations, it is literally, boss, I want to play the next game. You can't reply, which is even worse. Like, why can't you reply with a genuine reason? Because I find it interesting when they actually come forward and say, hey guy, hey mate, can I have a higher increase of wage? And you're thinking, wait a minute, you don't play. You've played this out of how many games? So why can't we have a little feature where it's like, no, you're not having a wage increase, and this is the reason why. Like simple click box down options. You see this, I believe this on Football Manager. Correct me if I am wrong, but I think it actually is. And I think something like that is an easy feature to bring in, and it just brings different elements to the game. And it kind of, if it gets out to the press, it creates this story element again. I think Cremo needs this story element, and it doesn't seem to have it, and it has never had it. Other than My Player a few years ago, it had it. It did have that a few years ago. But unfortunately, we have not seen any of it since. And I don't think My Player was that good a few years ago. Extended training, that's no surprise. We need to see more training features. We need to see more. And one thing as well, there's only free training for goalkeepers. Come on, EA. Come on, you figure more training drills. Like, when I used to be a keeper, I was a keeper people didn't know a few years ago. And I played county level. And when I played, we had about 20 different drills in literally one session. It's ridiculous. So why can't this be done in FIFA? Why can't we have this? I know it's an entertainment element, but if you're going a goalkeeper, you know it's going to be entertaining. Like, it's going to be entertaining to you. It might be a boring training session, but it will be entertaining to you. If you're being a goalkeeper, you know you got to do that. It's going to be genuine. That's the thing. It's not genuine anymore. Anyway, another idea. So to be honest, my big idea is story mode. So if you want to check out that video, I did make a video on it before. You might have already seen it, but I'll put a link in the description. And basically, it's called story mode. You start off on like a random side. Rather than a career mode with a team, your career mode as a manager. So you are a manager career mode down that line. So rather than, like, you will hop from team to team. You will hop from players to players and that type of thing. So rather than following the team, you're following the manager. Check out that video. It's in the description. Anyway, another one which has popped up. Board and fan morale. So morale used to play a factor back in old FIFAs. That was a thing. So back in old FIFAs, we used to have morale for the players. So better the players playing, the morale was in you. And we still have it now, but it doesn't impact as much. You can still bring a player on, he still does well, even if you've got bad morale. So anyway, let's have a look to see what the community are saying about it. When you take over a new club, you're sorted hero to career mode? Do you really feel the pressure from the fans and the board joining a club? Same goes to decisions making in transfer markets, so that's pretty cool. I have fans happy with signing Joe Allen? No, they aren't. But there's really a system convey for us. So that's the idea of this. Unfortunately, I don't actually know the person who thought of this, but the idea of it is that if you sign a particular player, are the fans happy? So could there be an idea that comes into this, that new stories break out of rumours of players joining your side? Maybe that could be the idea, and then if you don't sign him, it's a bit of a, oh no, why didn't we sign him? Until he starts performing well, it gains the trust of the fans. But then if you gain fan morale, you gain board morale. So it's kind of this idea, like back in the story mode idea, I had the idea of like manager reputation and stuff, or manager prestige down those lines. And to be honest, I think it's a quality idea. I can go into it. It's my own ideas, aren't they? But this is kind of a different element to it. That's the other element to it. So guys, let me know in the comment section below what you would like to see in FIFA 17 Career Mode. What do you think of board morale? So finally, these are a little bit of few ideas that are kind of coming forward for FIFA 17 at the minute. So this is kind of the best of the rest, basically, of the rest of them. So the ability to upgrade or move stadiums. Only generic ones for obvious reason, copyright and all that stuff. So Premier League can't do it, but Road to Glory career modes. I've been wanting this for ages. Actually, I'm going to put the playlist link to my career mode wish list in the comment section below, so make sure you check that out. Auto-saving system, yes, that's particularly needed. Like auto-save on your actual save, because I've done it so many times where I forgot the save, and I've gone and played another career mode, and 3 hours later they've done my 3 extra saves. But anyway, more simulation options such as subs, tactical changes, etc. Player trades. Right, okay, so this is a big one for me. You can trade players, but you can't get them to trade players to you. Why isn't this an option? Why can't they offer that? Because that for me, especially as your lower league team, would be massive. And then you kind of can put that option in your transfer. You can be like, okay, so I want this particular player. I do. Right, that's what I want. I want this player from your side. Or even they offer. They go, you know what? I'll offer you a player. Kind of down those lines. Okay, loan players not being able to play against their parent club. So at the moment you can do that. So that's a little feature which I think could be pretty sweet. Just kind of add that authenticity to it as well. And more varied objectives. Yes, the objectives are very stern, aren't they? They're broad. It's like win the league, do this, get the semi-finals. It should be something like, why don't you try and get this many goals this season? A little bit more fun, and then you can just go in and try and bag as many goals as you possibly can. And I think it could be pretty sweet. But anyway, that is a career mode wish list again. So they were the community ideas. Not most of them were mine. Obviously, I've kind of spun off with my own little ideas on it. But story mode's my idea. But if you want to check out all my previous FIFA 17 career mode wish list ideas, be sure to check out the comment description, and I have my playlist link down there. But anyway, let's move on to another story, and this is competitive gaming in FIFA 16.
This is the Back of the Net podcast in partnership with SweetPatch.tv.
Okay, so this story, for anyone that's in the competitive gaming area, if you've watched it or you find it entertaining, this story about EA setting up a competitive gaming division is absolutely massive in all ways, because EA in the past have never actually done anything with competitive gaming. I'm not too sure they've actually touched on it a few years ago, but all we've had is FIFA Interactive World Cup, and that's basically it. That's the biggest thing that they've ever done, but there's never anything outside of it. For example, we take Call of Duty, where the likes of Call of Duty are massively involved with a competitive gaming, and it's huge. And if you watch the World League series, which happened last week, just so you know, it went down an absolute storm, and the setup's huge. But a lot of the competitive gaming industry at the minute for FIFA are private. So, for example, the likes of SweetPatch.tv, make sure you check them out. They are our very old and very good friends at Back of the Net podcast. Make sure you check them out. Their competitive gaming area as well. FIFA Master Series and stuff, pretty sweet. But anyway, as I was saying, the idea that there's a lot of private at the moment, and the only way you kind of get into it is if you've got the funding, and there's never been funding in competitive gaming for FIFA, and that's where the lacking has been. Because obviously the entertainment value is not up there compared to Call of Duty, because so much happens in Call of Duty compared to FIFA. It's just 2 people playing FIFA. in Call of Duty, you have 4v4, so it's 8 players which you can switch between. So much action going on. But obviously, this is EA. They can obviously just basically go, you know what, here's an idea. We can make it into something else. This is a massive company that we're talking about. So, this is a comment from Wilson, which is at EA. And he said, EA's CGD, so Competitive Gaming Division, will seek to build the best-in-class program to centralize our efforts with the new event, as well as infrastructure to bring you the world's best EA competitive experience. Like, to me, this is so exciting. I am genuinely so excited to have something like this from EA. And that was just one of the comments. And just so you know, the games that they are kind of going into, so it's not just EA Sports, but you got like FIFA, Madden, NFL, Battlefield, the only franchises they're doing at the moment. So they are aiming just at the biggest franchises. Obviously, let's be honest, Sims is probably not going to get competitive gaming. It's more of an entertainment platform than anything else, and competitively. Unless you can see who grows old and dies the quickest, or lives the longest, is one or the other. It could be. But anyway, so they're the kind of main games that they're looking into. So not much expansion yet, but that's just the idea. 3 big games, 3 massive titles. Like Madden could go down a storm, especially in America. Like, competitive gaming in America is huge. So Madden could actually go down brilliantly, if I'm truthfully honest. And I hope it does. Like, Madden's very fun to watch. And even like compared to FIFA, is up in a higher level in my opinion. Even if you're not a American football fan, Madden is up there compared to FIFA. But anyway, also Wilson said that the competitive gaming division will foster competition and community around EA games, creating official tournaments and live broadcasts to entertain millions. So this is what Call of Duty have done for many, many years, and they have been very good at it. They're probably going to be working with the likes of ESL, which is one of the biggest broadcasting and setup basically tournaments, companies even I should say, in the UK. So they're probably going to end up working with them. Don't know, I think they're global as well. I'm sure they're globally, so they'll probably be working with them globally. So let's have a look at this. So just so you know, the new competitive gaming industry basically executive is Peter Moore, which is, you always see him as one of the main faces on E3. I'll probably pop a picture up, or if you check out the link in the description, you see a picture of him. It's bold head on him. But anyway, so leading up with the new CGD will be Peter Moore, as I just mentioned, who will step down as his role as CEO at EA. So he's stepping down to do this. So we could basically get the CEO of EA, which is kind of massive, let's be honest. Like, you got the main head of the company stepping down into the competitive gaming industry, and you can see why, because the competitive gaming industry is growing massively, and let's be honest, it's not declining at the minute. We had one of the first ever competitive gaming teams sold for above $1 million, I think it was. I don't think it was pounds, but I'm sure it was dollars. But you can just see it's constantly growing. The likes of Optic and stuff are growing, and everyone down those lines. So even the likes of all the competitive gaming teams are going to advance more into the other fields of games, with EA actually coming into this particular platform. And also, this was more put a bit of an exciting comment on this. He put, as a long-time champion of competitive gaming, God, he cannot get more big-headed, bringing this life at EA is once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me. And to be truthfully honest, it actually is. He said this to TGN, and it's something that EA has been thinking about for some time. And to be honest, I'm not surprised that EA have been thinking about it. You need to do competitive gaming right, especially with FIFA and the gaming platforms. The shooter platforms are easy. They can easily be nailed because there's so much entertainment going on. But the likes of the sports platforms, it's a little bit of a different ball game, because it's just usually a 1v1. You do have multiplayer, but that could be a different element. I think that could be pretty sweet with the multiplayer side. We don't very often see doubles or anything like that, or you even see a 4v4 in FIFA for competitive gaming. So possibly that's a different element. So you have a 1v1, 2v2, a 4v4, or even you have times where you have full 11s. Like, that could actually happen. That could generally be a feature. Obviously, that's a long way down the line. You want to create this base at the minute, and EA are creating this base. They don't have it at the moment, I don't think, because I think EA and FIFA and sports games wise, speaking from a sports perspective, that they have a long way to go. There's no little thing of actually doing this. It's a long way to go. Okay, so also a few more comments came out from Peter Moore. We were very engaged with our development teams around the world to make our games have got game modes to lead themselves very well into competitive gaming, built in from the get-go, not as something that's been put in as an add-on or as a last-minute thought, as he explained. So EA are thinking about it. So they are implementing new game modes that are competitive. So let's take FIFA Foot Draft. That is your competitive gaming modes. That could easily be in, and that could be an idea that's why they're expanding into it. So they see how Foot Draft goes down in the actual community, and if it goes down well, there we go, you're sorted. But anyway, right, now moving on. He also made a comment on, one more comment just before we leave this. Guys, I want to know in the comment section below, what do you think of this? What do you think of all this competitive gaming with EA now? Is it going to go well? They're going to be as big as COD? Can they do it like Call of Duty? That's the thing. Can they mimic it at all? Anyway, let me know in the comment section below. So, a little few more comments that he did mention. Just want to mention as well that Wilson also named Tom Stern as Division Senior's Vice President and General Manager. Stern started at the company at EA 14 years ago, leading product marketing for EA, Madden, NFL, NASCAR racing, and then over the next decade he worked at himself at the Senior Vice President, etc. marketing for all EA Sports. I could love that title because I'm currently doing a marketing degree. I work for marketing at Heart Radio and I love to do that. But anyway, so yeah, it's a lot of people, a lot of big names from EA converting over to this, so it's kind of showing that, right, we got some decent people on this. We're not just picking the old Jim Bob or someone like that who said, oh, I've done it before. No, they've actually got people who know the company and know how to market this game. That's the big thing, because you can market anything, right? You can sell anything to anyone, right? But it's how you actually do it. It's how you build this platform, because the next year or so when they do this, it's this platform that they're going to build to make it stern, and they can't go in there weak-handed. They go in with a weak chin, you're going to get smashed, as simple as that. And the thing is, EA got the money to do this, so it's going to be interesting to see how that happens. But anyway guys, let me know in the comments section below, what do you think of the actual EA going into the competitive gaming market? That'll be interesting. I think it's exciting news. Like Battlefield and stuff, that's easy enough to go into, but I think more of the FIFA sports game size is going to be absolutely huge. But anyway guys, let's move on to some real life football.
This is part of the podcast where we talk about real life football
and pretend that we know what we're talking about. Welcome to the Back of the Net podcast.
Real life football.
So anyway, let's move on to some real life football. As you're watching this, it is Monday evening. Hope you're all having a great Monday evening. But some games that went on yesterday, we did have Liverpool versus West Brom, which ended 2-2, right? But Liverpool took the lead at 21 minutes with Henderson getting the goal, and West Brom went 2-1 up with Dawson and Olsen, the centre-back. Both centre-backs actually scoring for West Brom to make it 2-1, but then Orji gets himself a last-minute goal in the 90th minute for Liverpool, and it was plus 10 minutes, which is ridiculous. I don't know the exact, it was 95th minute goal, so it was 8 minutes added on, so it was actually within stoppage time, which is still okay, but you'd still be annoyed even if you was a West Brom fan. But you have to say it was a pretty exciting game if you was a neutral more than anything. If you was, of course, the Liverpool fans, you're thinking you're 1-0 up playing against West Brom. But you have to say it was a little bit of a disappointing result, you can say, for Liverpool. West Brom, good result. But Liverpool, they went 1-0 ahead. You think they would have this in the bag, control it throughout. But literally 9 minutes later, West Brom scored. And then 73 minutes, you think in 50 minutes from the end, they're not going to be able to keep on to this. But they did. They end up getting back onto it. Liverpool did to make it 2-2. Which, to be truthfully honest, is a massive result for West Brom. A big down in the dumps for Liverpool. Did think they were going to lose, but they didn't after. Now, moving on to another game. This is Tottenham versus Newcastle. Another late drama. Scored 3 minutes into stoppage time, so another late goal. Newcastle, they beat Liverpool, and they've now beaten Spurs. Are Newcastle on the turn? That's the big thing. They could be a good bet to put on this weekend in your accumulators if you are going to do it. But Newcastle end up winning 2-1 with Perez getting the 90th minute goal. They did go 1-0 down with Dyer in the 39th minute, but they came back in the last 15. What is this last 15, last stoppage time things all about this Sunday? It's absolutely amazing from Newcastle. And to be honest, I did like Newcastle as a team, but now their owner's a bit of a twat. You kind of do think, oh, really, do you really want to kind of support a team like this? Obviously, Newcastle fans, you've got something different to say. You're going to support your team no matter what. Like, for example, I support Blackburn, and I will support Blackburn through thick and thin, even though they got chicken owners as their owners. But, like I mentioned, is Newcastle back on the rise, or is this just a little stint in their play? That's what you could say. But anyway, moving on to another game. Bit of a cruising game for Arsenal, you could say. It did end up 2-0 at Villa Park. Giroud getting a goal in the 8th minute and Ramsey getting a goal in the 38th minute. Second half was a bit boring. You say Arsenal ended a very good week after winning the Champions League as well. And I think they go in top. I believe Arsenal went top of the Premier League. They did. And I want to tell you the league table now. Top 3. Arsenal, Manchester City, Leicester all within 1 point. Arsenal on 33 and Leicester currently on 32. But Leicester do have a game in hand and can go top of the table by the end of tonight, actually, they could. So it's going to be interesting to see how Leicester do. Hopefully Leicester can kind of keep up their form. Bit of a big comment question of the day. We did do this on the Back of the Net Twitter. Guys, if you don't follow us on the Back of the Net Twitter, it's that BOTN podcast. I actually put a poll out. So, do you think Leicester will win the league this year? And 62% of you said no, and 38% of you said yes. So, kind of interesting statistics there. But kind of another question: do you think they'll get Champions League football? I honestly think they can. I can't see why not. Let's have a quick look at the league table again. See if we got it out. Spurs are the only team that's really on them, and also Manchester United. And let's be honest, Manchester United are a bit of a boring Man United at the moment. So let's be honest, that can easily be moved for them. They can easily get dropped down at the Champions League football. But the only teams that kind of might challenge for them, Liverpool, because obviously they got a decent manager. Crystal Palace, Spurs, Manchester United, Watford are all at base. So I don't know. I honestly think Leicester can actually get it. I think they're a lot better than Crystal Palace, Watford, West Ham, and even Liverpool, I think, personally, at the moment. Spurs, they're a hit and miss. They might get it. I think they're better than Manchester United as well, Leicester are. So, anyway, that's the league table. But Arsenal, back to the Arsenal game. Arsenal, very good week for Arsenal, you have to say, winning the Champions League. And also, Giroud became the 7th Arsenal player to actually reach 50 Premier League goals. So he bagged his 50 Premier League goal from the penalty spot this weekend. And Giroud was also Arsenal's hero in Greece on Wednesday, scoring his first Gunners hat-trick. With kind of a few interesting stats. Giroud, is he kind of in form at the moment? Is he going to kind of get the mojo that he needs? Obviously, he's come from Bordeaux several years ago. Montpellier, I should say. But I just think, is this Giroud's time? Is he going to kind of come back into the flow now he's come back from injury? Arsenal do have a lot of players out, but there's a lot of players coming back. So I think, what is Arsenal doing? It's kind of interesting, especially with the injuries. What are Arsenal doing that is making these players get injured so much? Obviously, Arsenal, for over the years, have always had Champions League football constantly. So let's be honest, it isn't something new for Arsenal. It isn't something new that come into their training routine to be like, okay, we have to deal with this amount of games. They've had Champions League football. They've played in every domestic competition, but they still get injuries. Why? Why is this? Is it just the foreign players they have? They can't keep up with us? Or is it somewhere down there? I say that Ramsey's been injured, but Ramsey's broken his leg in the past, and you can understand why his injury may reoccur. But I think that's quite interesting, I think it's quite interesting. But a little recap of some previous results. Norwich did end up drawing against Everton 1-1. Crystal Palace beat Southampton 1-0. Manchester City beat Swansea to a last-minute goal again, 2-1. Watford beat Sunderland 1-0. Stoke beat drew 0-0. Bournemouth, the shot of the weekend, you could say. Bournemouth beat Manchester United 2-1. Wow. That is a talking point. And we had Nick Powell that came on that game, and I found it, wow, what a wasted talent at Manchester United. And to Sir Alex Ferguson, he was the next big thing coming from Crewe Alexandra, but he doesn't seem to do anything since. So it's going to be interesting to see if he comes in to play more now. Like Manchester United, they are currently 4th. Are they actually a good enough side? Because I don't think Manchester United are the same side as they were. They're not, of course. I think everyone can see that, but I don't think they'll ever be the same side they were. That's the problem with Manchester United. Manchester United were the same side for 20 plus years, and now they're different. Straight away, all of a sudden. I don't think they'll ever get back to the Sir Alex era. What it is with Manchester United, they've got the name, they've got the brand. It's Manchester United. You think Sir Alex Ferguson, you think Premier League titles, you think top quality players. But you don't think of a new manager that could come in and make these players work together. The thing is, Manchester United now, they're no longer a team, they're a brand, and they're no longer going to be winning the Premier League title anytime soon. That's a big statement from me, but I find it quite interesting. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of that. And they're just an average team, Manchester United are, but they are a massive brand. Anyway, that's my head gone in the morning. Let's move on to some next week's fixtures. I'm going to let you know your predictions in the comment section below. But anyway, Monday, going on tonight, so when you're watching this, Leicester will be kicking off at 8 o'clock. Leicester are playing Chelsea, which I think Leicester can actually beat Chelsea, because Chelsea are not in a good form at the moment. They lost to Norwich, I believe, on the other weekend. They're currently 1 point above relegation battle. And the thing is, everyone has played their games other than Chelsea. But for like, if Swansea did win, they would have gone above Chelsea. But anyway, that is the game for Monday. But next week's fixtures do look Chelsea versus Sunderland, Everton versus Leicester, easy win for Leicester. Man United versus Norwich, but to be honest, what's that going to end? I think that could be an easy Norwich. That could be a Norwich win. Southampton versus Tottenham, that's a 0-0. Stoke versus Crystal Palace. That is going to be that's the game of the weekend in my opinion. Stoke versus Crystal Palace is the game of the weekend. And then we got West Brom versus Bournemouth. Bournemouth win there for me in my opinion. And Newcastle win against Aston Villa as they seem to be at St James's Park. That's an easy win there. Anyway, then you got Watford versus Liverpool on the weekend. Then Swansea versus West Ham on the actual Sunday. So I think that West Ham are going to win that game. Liverpool are going to win. Swansea, I think they're a bit of a pickle at the moment. I hope they don't bring in Poyet, because they'll probably get relegated if they do bring him in. I don't think Poyet is as good as manager compared to Gary Monk, in my opinion, or any other manager that's actually available. I think you could bring anyone in Swansea. But anyway, I hope you all had a great evening. I hope you all had a great Christmas, because I think you're all broken up now from school, because I know I've broken up from university on the 14th, on the 12th even I should say. So let me know in the comments below if you've broken up or not. But anyway guys, I hope you all have an amazing Christmas, and next week the BOTN podcast will be up, but then the week after we'll have a little Christmas message for you guys from the BOTN crew, and then we'll be back in the new year on like the 4th or something like that. So technically the BOTN runs throughout the entire Christmas period, but you just get a little message from us guys at the BOTN podcast. Guys, I want you to check out MyFIFACareer at BOTN podcast. We're going up on there, MyFIFACareer_ on Twitter. Check out their website, their links in the description as well. And of course, make sure you check out sweetpatch.tv. Their links for there. They've competitive gaming wise, check them out, because we've been working with them for many years. They've helped us with iTunes and stuff. But guys, I want to say thanks for your support. Hit that like button. Of course, miss any other episodes, miss season 1, check it out. Peace.